Hey, it's Ryan with 9 Month College Grad. If you don't know me, I'm the guy that teaches people how to graduate college and earn college degrees way faster without paying the tens of thousands of dollars in tuition. And in today's video, I'm going to go over the 5 things you need to know if you are interested in accelerating college and earning a college degree faster.
Hi, I'm Ryan Swait, and I used to be a 2-time college dropout, making just $12 an hour. Then I learned how to hack college and earned an entire bachelor's degree in 9 months flat. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll show you how.
All right, 5 things you need to know if you're thinking about accelerating a degree. These things are really going to help you make a decision. It's going to help you find out which process is going to be best for you and hopefully clear your mind and show you that accelerating a degree is possible. And if I can do it, or any of the people who have done it before, if we can do it, so can you, right? So let's dive in. The number one thing you need to know is that there are a lot of different types of ways to graduate college faster. Some of those ways are not as fast as others. For example, dual enrollment in high school, doing high school classes and college classes kind of at the same time, and you're graduating high school with a higher degree. That's you can earn credits at a younger age, but you're still doing all the same amount of work. But that is an effective way. If you come out of high school with an associate's degree, awesome, great for you. There are some other ways. Okay, there's accelerated semesters. If you just go online and then search for how to get a degree faster or how to accelerate college, you're going to get ads from colleges that have accelerated programs or accelerated semesters. And what a lot of these schools do is they allow you to condense your schedule. Okay. And basically what that means is instead of a 3.5 month semester or whatever it is, you're going to do it in 8 weeks, or it depends on the school, but that's kind of the concept. But here's the thing. When you're accelerating with these accelerated semesters, usually you can't take as many classes. You're just getting a few classes done faster. But if you're doing less classes, you have to do more of those semesters, and you don't really save as much time as you think you're going to save. Plus, you're doing all the same amount of work that you're going to do in a shorter amount of time, and it means your life is hectic and crazy. So be careful when you're searching for those like accelerated semesters and things like that. Another way to accelerate college is called degree by examination. And that's basically purchasing college exams, taking those exams, and then transferring them to schools as full college credits instead of taking the class at that specific school. I hope that makes sense. Basically, what you're doing is you're buying college exams and you're taking all the tests to finish the classes, and then you're transferring them to schools and getting your degree that way. That way can actually be really fast. It's one of the faster ways to get a college degree. It is pretty difficult though. If you get stuck on a class, you're kind of stuck on your own and you don't have a lot of help. But I am a full supporter of that way, that strategy, if it's the best for you. There's another way. Competency-based college degrees, those are really wonderful and fast, and actually can be even easier. And then there's the last way that I teach, and it's called degree hacking. Degree hacking, in my opinion, is by far the easiest way to get a degree in months instead of years. But the point of this video is not to tell you all about degree hacking. I'm telling you about accelerated degrees and everything you need to know. So number one was, there are a lot of ways to do it. Some of those ways I just told you, and I'm sure there are other ways to do it as well. So the point of me telling you that is it's important to know, to kind of have a plan beforehand, study out these different strategies for accelerating college degrees and find out what's going to be the best fit for you. Okay, so that's number one. There are lots of different ways. figure out what's going to be best for you. Okay. Now, number two, and it's kind of a misconception that we all grow up with. And this misconception is that college is harder than high school. Yes, I will say some college degrees are harder than high school, but for your basic, like core common degrees, college, when I went to college, I figured out, oh, it's actually not really harder than high school. It's just more of the same thing. You're learning new things and you're taking tests to prove that you know those things. So that's something that I wanted to tell you. So that number two is college doesn't have to be harder than high school. The reason I tell you that is because anyone who wants a college degree who doesn't have 4 years to give, so they're considering accelerated degrees, most people in those situations are nervous and thinking, I don't know if I can do it. It might be too hard. I'm here to tell you, college is not always harder than high school. You just need to pick the right degree, pick something that is familiar to you and something that you feel skilled at, and study something that you enjoy. And guess what? It's not going to feel all that harder than high school unless you're going into like really, really deep science classes or deep math classes, or you want to become a surgeon or something crazy, right? There are definitely specific degrees that are harder. But for your common core degrees, they're really not as difficult as you would think. You just have to put in the work. Okay. Now, number three thing I want to tell you, if you want to accelerate a college degree, this is super important. Okay. And that is, you cannot accelerate a college degree at every college. Okay. Yes, every college may have specific things you can do to get it done a little bit faster. But there are some schools are more friendly than others for accelerating degrees. So if you've been planning to go to a specific university for your whole life and you're thinking, well, I'm just going to do it faster, think again. You might not be able to, okay? I grew up wanting to go my whole life to this specific university, and it was kind of a dream of mine, and I thought, I'm going to do it. And guess what? Life got in the way. I went to school and life got in the way. I started having kids. I needed to pay my bills. I didn't have time for school. Same story as half the world, right? But I realized when I wanted to accelerate my degree and do it faster, I realized I wasn't going to be able to do it at that particular university. And I had to change my plan. But being flexible and changing my plan allowed me to finish an entire bachelor's degree in 9 months. Okay. A whole bachelor's degree in 9 months, which those same principles can apply for a master's degree. And that can happen really, really fast. So you need to get the school right. You need to study out the process, like I talked about in number one. And number three is not every school allows you to do it. And some schools, it's a lot easier. Okay. I do have other videos that talk about different schools. Like and subscribe to the channel and you'll get lots of accelerating advice from me. But you need to make sure you choose the right school. You can even comment, ask me questions below if you'd like. But that is hugely important. If you pick the right school, it's going to be way easier and way faster. If you pick the wrong school, you're going to be, you're just going to be doing schoolwork, constantly cramming your schedule, insanely busy for as long as you're in college. So get the school right, okay? Now, number 4, depending on the school you choose, accelerating your degree can mean that you end up paying less tuition by the time you graduate, okay? There are 2 different scenarios, okay? 2 different types of schools. Some schools, they allow you to take between 12 and 18 credits usually per semester. And if you want to add more credits, they charge you extra for each additional credit you take, okay? If you go to a school like that, you're going to, even if you finish your degree faster, it's going to cost you a somewhat normal amount of money to graduate college. You're going to be paying for 3 to 4 years of school, even if you did it in a year. Okay. Now, there are other types of schools that they allow you to pay flat rate tuition per semester. And what that means is you pay for a semester and you basically complete unlimited classes in that semester. So whether you earn 12 credits or 100 credits, it's the same price. Okay. So that's the fourth thing I want to tell you is if you get the school right, you're going to save a lot of money. So look for schools that allow you to pay a flat rate price for an entire semester, no matter how many credits you earn. Again, if you're wondering, well, what school is that, or what kind of schools allow for that, you're welcome to ask questions in the comment box or anything like that. But getting the school right, yes, can make it faster. Yes, it can also save you a lot of money. Okay. It's crazy. Now, number 5, if you're accelerating a college degree, and a big mistake that a lot of people make when accelerating degrees is they, like I said a minute ago, go online and search for accelerated semesters or programs, and they follow the school's plan and they use the school's kind of structured accelerated program. Well, if you follow the school's plan, it's going to take you however long the school wants it to take you, okay? And you're going to pay whatever amount of money they're asking for. There are other ways to accelerate your college degree. You can test out of your classes. You can write essays for English type classes and use that to test out of classes. And you can do it on your own pace, okay? So instead of taking every class when the college tells you to take it, you can take one class at a time and you can kind of just churn through at your own pace. You might find, and if you're thinking, well, my own pace, it might be slow, you're probably going to find that your own pace is going to be faster in most cases than what the school is having you go at, okay? Going at your own pace is generally a lot faster. So what you can do is instead of enrolling in 4 or 5 classes at a time, you can take one class at a time, accelerate that class as fast as you can, and then move on to the next class. For example, I was able to take my first college math class, and it took me about a week and a half, and I finished that math class. I moved to the next math class. That took me a week and a half. I moved on to the next class. It took me a week. Next class took me another week, okay? So one class at a time can be a lot faster. Another cool thing about that is you can take all your math classes one at a time in a row and then move on to English and then move on to science so that you're not throwing your brain all over the place, okay? So the number 5 thing I wanted to tell you was you don't have to follow the school's mapped out plan for yourself. You can structure your own schedule and go at your own pace. Now, if you're questioning or wondering like, hey, well, how the heck am I going to do any of this stuff? Like I said, I earned a 9-month bachelor's degree instead of 4 years. And it was so much easier. I wasn't constantly working on school. I actually had a life. I worked a full-time job. I spent time with my wife and kids and still earned a bachelor's degree in 9 months. I followed a process that I call degree hacking, okay? If you want to know what that process is, and I'm not going to go through it in this video, but I've got a free video at diplomasecrets.com. If you go to diplomasecrets.com, there's a video called The 3 Pillars of Degree Hacking, and it's basically going to map out the entire foundation for degree hacking and what you need to do. So you can go to diplomasecrets.com, watch it for free. There's nothing for sale or anything at the end of the training. It's just a free training, but you can go there and you can learn more. Like and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about accelerating a college degree, because having a college degree can change your life, okay? It's changed my life. It's changed thousands and thousands and thousands of lives. If you have a college degree and you can graduate without any debt and you can do it really fast, you can go from a low-paying job, stressing about your finances all the time, to qualifying for your dream job and making as much money as you want to make and having a much more relaxed career in a really short amount of time. You can go from no degree to having a degree in literally months instead of years. Like and subscribe. Follow the channel if you want to learn more. And as always, I'm pretty easy to find online. You can leave comments below, reach out to me, and I'll give you a hand, okay? Hope this video's helped. I hope these 5 things have got your brain churning and will help you pave a better path for yourself and help you to get a degree faster and without paying as much money. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in the next video.